What most people call direction is just fear with a 5-year plan. And that's probably why people who pursue more authentic paths often find themselves in positions where it's like, I don't know where I'm going. And then society tells us that something's wrong with us, that that's the problem. When in reality, it's just proof that you're no longer identified with or using the old map. And that you're no longer buying into the illusion that anything outside of yourself is even providing any sense of direction or stability. And maybe above all else, that you're no longer operating from the mind space. And you're now moving through life in a more embodied way, which means you can't actually see where you're going. You can tell where things naturally flow and where there's resistance. But that's about the extent of the map that we have. You are paving your own way. It doesn't exist yet because it's you're becoming, not some job title, not something that's easily legible to people who are trying to fit inside the box that society wants to put us in. Anyway, I'm gonna assume that if you've come across this video, you're probably not someone who's gonna fit into any of those boxes either. And I wanna tell you why that is like the best thing. It's a reorientation, moving away from needing control to feel safe. Needing to understand to feel safe. When you're moving out of survival and you're moving into a more sovereign, authentic way of living, there's a shift and you actually kind of take an elevator ride into the body. This is what I mean when I say embodied, because you're actually kind of inhabiting your life and you're making decisions from a much more ancient, a much more instinctual, and a much more real and honest way. And when we do that, we're no longer projecting outcomes. We're not making decisions based on what we fear happening or how we want to subconsciously control things. We're actually making decisions based on the current moment, what feels aligned to us right now. That's a beautiful thing, but here's the catch to it. It can be really weird to adjust to this new way of being when you're used to this sort of projection of the path forward, this illusion of certainty, this illusion of I know where I'm going. And it very much feels like you are walking through the dark or through fog. You know all you can trust is yourself and where you are right now. So how does this new operating system, this new orientation work? How do you make sense of life in this new way when the process of creation, the process of becoming is this ongoing thing that's happening in real time? Things feel better when I stop demanding visible proof and I start meeting the moment for what it is. But there is still that part of me that doubts where the stability actually lives right now. And it lives inside myself. It lives in my ability to adapt, to meet the moment for what it is, to stay open to opportunities. If you can have 3 constants, a container, for me, that container is YouTube. Then what is it exactly that you are creating? What is it that you love? What lights you up? What makes you feel good? And then the third thing is the systems, the routines that keep you coming back, that work for you. This is my long-term investment. This is the thing that makes everything else feel okay. All the variability and all the uncertainty and all the confusion in my life is kind of okay. It's kind of bearable because I have these 3 constants that I'm devoted to, even if sometimes I'd rather not do it, even if sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. My identity is being forged in the fire. The chapter that I'm in right now looks different than what I expected, in that it's much more foundational. It's much more sober. I am being really required to make this work. It's how can I support the life that I'm building? How can I build what this channel, what this version of me is sitting on so that it can scale? I think one of the best things about me right now, which was not always the case, this is something that I absolutely had to grow into. I am so up for the challenge. I'm so up for it right now. Like, there is that part of my ego that could, if I really wanted to ruminate, sit around and say, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. Nothing's working. But instead, I'm so rooted in the moment and I'm so devoted to this path and to this YouTube channel that it's not even a question in my mind anymore of like, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to make sure I can pay my rent and my bills and my dog? Take care of myself, be comfortable enough so that I can show up on camera every single week and do what I came here in this life to do. And so I think that when you have that sense of responsibility and you are devoted to the container, the creation, whatever you are building, and the rituals, the routine, the output, when you are committed to those things, you end up in this sort of, you end up in motion. It does not mean that you don't have moments of anxiety, that I do not still break down wondering what the hell I am doing and where I am going. You do. I don't know if that will ever stop. But what starts to happen is you just get back into the motion. You just get back into the next thing. You just find the next opportunity, the next job. You meet the moment. Whatever problem comes up, you handle it and you move. And you just get into this flow through the motion and the repetition, just simply being present. This is, again, how you're forging that direction. Every single moment brings you new opportunities where you have to choose, does this feel like it's aligned with where I'm going? I don't mean, do I think it's aligned? I don't mean, do other people say that's what I should do? I mean, does it feel aligned? As I've started operating that way, truly, opportunities have come up that you just simply cannot plan for. It's all about finding that stability in the moment. That is the shift. And when we're in the moment, the certainty about the future or the clarity about where I'm going or what I'm building or what this is, it just simply falls away because it's not relevant. It's not here. That's what I'm starting to identify with. The action, the movement. Your instinct, your knowing is going to know what is right for you in that moment. And you're going to do it. So long as you're able to meet the moment when it arrives. You're going to show up for yourself. You're going to put in the hard work and you're going to build the foundation you need to support you to do what you're here to do. Because if you're already walking this path, I assure you, you're already being sort of reorganized for this, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. But you can make it easier for yourself by continuing to bring yourself back into the moment when the noise of the mind, the noise of other people's opinions and projections get into your field and into your awareness. You don't need to know the destination. You don't need to know exactly what it looks like. You just need to know how to listen to yourself when something feels aligned and when it doesn't. And you need to continue to show up for yourself. This chapter of my life is not the glamorous one. This is the foundational adult chapter where I take my life back into my own hands. But I'm using every moment. I'm using every opportunity. I'm using it to create. I'm using it for inspiration, for art. Everything has value in some way right now. And it becomes this sort of system. It's all part of the same journey. It's all part of the same path forward. If we just reframe it and we continue to meet the moment. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who you think it might help. And also hit the subscribe button if you're new here and join me on this journey. I hope you have the most beautiful day or night and I will talk to you soon.